Hi all, welcome to a very special episode. Today I'm not here to talk about trends or collections, but I'm here to talk about legacy, business and passion. Introducing you to Anil Linga, also my dad, who's got me into this world of jewelry.
Hi everybody.
Yeah, so let's dive right in. I have a few questions to ask him and let's see what he has to say with his experience. So dad, I've always wondered how did you enter into this business? Like what was your first experience? What do you remember from your memory?
My father was into this trade. So when I was in school, and my father used to trade in my house only.
Yeah, his office was in
his
the house.
office was in my house.
Yeah,
Where he used to trade, buy and sell the gemstones.
yeah.
Whenever I was free, I used to sit with him.
After school.
After school.
Mm.
So like that, I slowly
Gained.
get passion over the stones. I've learned about things from
Yeah.
my father himself.
Yeah,
And he used to collect all the old gemstones,
yeah,
generally which they get from all small towns, small villages.
yeah.
They used to come to the main city, they sell here. So we used to collect them and again to regrade them and
Sell them again. Yeah. So I remember another thing. I mean, I still remember, he had this habit of, buying in bulk. Like if somebody comes with a box of gemstones, he would not ask how much is this packet. He will ask how much is this box. Like how can
He generally he was not at all worried about the
selling.
the volume, how big also it comes. He used to
Yeah.
buy. He always he's passionate about it, and that also made me to passion to
And
towards the gem.
risk, right? Like you
Risk.
guys are like.
More risk he used to.
Yeah, he was never worried about selling it or what it was. Like it was so
He
easy.
used to love a lot
Yeah.
of things.
Yeah. Yeah. So, Daddy, you've not studied gemology. I have also not studied gemology. We just got into the business because of, you got in because of your dad. I got in
Yes.
because of you. Do you think, our way of business or like our knowledge is very different from somebody who would have studied in, let's say, an established, university like GIA or anything like that?
That is also a different way of
Approach?
approach. If it have been added the GAA education to us, it would be more useful to our business.
Yeah.
However, we are more about the market
Experience.
By experience, we generally we can do the trading very easily.
Yeah.
Whereas the educated people will have no doubt scientific way, scientific
More theory.
more theory they know.
Yeah.
But at the same time, they don't able to risk.
Yeah,
the business.
that's what I was going to ask. Do you think that is the reason why we have that courage? Let's say like you were ready to buy a box. You don't know anything about it, but you're ready to buy and sell.
Yes.
Do you think that's how you gain like a lot more
That is how
courage?
when you do business, you will learn.
Yeah,
When I just throw you into the pool,
yeah.
automatically
You learn to swim.
The same way,
Yeah.
the business also.
Right. So that actually leads me to my next question. A lot of times customers keep asking me, oh, like what gemstone is this? Let's say an example, the necklace has rubies. They'll ask me what ruby is this? And then I tell them it's Burmese rubies or Mozambique. Then they'll ask me, how do you know? Like, how did you just see and tell like what ruby this is? So I think, for me at least, when I think about that question, it's more like, oh, this is what I've learned from you. This, we've seen so many stones because, to our office they come. Do you think there's a more technical way, like let's just say for rubies, there's a more technical way to say, this is this ruby and the mines for it?
See, all gemstones comes from different mines.
Correct.
Each has some specific qualities.
Right.
Say, suppose we take the Colombian.
Yeah.
So it will be little yellowish tinge will be there.
Yeah.
When the greenish, it will have yellowish tinge.
Yeah.
When we buy from the Zambia,
Yeah.
it will have little bit bluish tinge.
Right.
So not that the Zambian don't have the yellow tinge
Yeah.
also. The major stones come from there.
So if somebody, like now even Russian looks very similar to Colombian, right?
Yes.
Now if somebody were to put a Russian emerald and a Colombian emerald without any microscope or let's say there's no theory, like how are you going to gauge, like what makes you feel like something is Russian and something is Colombian?
It is all with experience only I can tell you, because I See, I'm not a gemologist. I've done many course.
Yeah.
It is with the experience, and this is the from doing business from so many years.
Mhm.
Our sixth sense, what we do, intuition, it
Yeah.
generally tells us. Generally, it is easy in the lower qualities to judge.
Yeah.
When it comes to higher qualities,
Yeah.
it needs some experience or something which
Yeah.
you will know about it.
Do you think like when you even see like a gem, like a pearl, like a Basra versus Casey, is it that easy to like just
Yeah, it's because I am a pearl dealer.
yeah?
I can easily find it.
Is it
out
with the
there.
weight you are able to tell, or is it?
Not weight. Generally, what happens, the skin of the Basra pearl will be very thin.
Hmm.
Say, if one pearl, if you take, when you cut it into two pieces, it will have multiple
Many layers.
In
Yeah.
the case, what happens is
But we won't cut every pearl.
it won't fat. Generally, when we drill it,
Yeah.
and we'll put a loop over the
Microscope.
when we just do with the loop,
Yeah.
we will find out how many layers the pearls is having.
Right.
So whereas a case pearl will have less. When it is a culture, you have a brown bead inside it.
Mm-hmm.
That is how physically we will
Yeah.
see about it.
Yeah.
Whereas in the pearl, there is no very big testing labs are there also.
Correct.
So generally, the dealers or some other people who don't have knowledge about many
Mm.
jewelers also come to us
Mm.
to just get about whether they are real, they are not
Yeah.
real. They just come to us. So we generally tell them whatever the things are.
Yeah. So if the customer asks a question like that, do we just tell them that you go see in more jewelry stores and then maybe you will also learn? Like the more they see, they learn. The more
Definitely,
experience they get.
definitely. When they start seeing,
Mm.
slowly they will learn.
Correct.
When they go to 4 dealers,
Yeah.
everyone teaches each
Different.
point. So that all thing, when you put together, you will learn more.
Right. So also like if you think about it, Daddy, there's no particular machine that will tell this pearl is coming from the Basra Sea or like this pearl is coming from KC. So even like the people who certify it are just doing it out of their experience then, or
No, certification is only they give whether that is a salt water pearl or a fresh water pearl.
so they're telling us if it's
Whether-
natural or not.
Whether it's natural or not. But no one in the pearl industry till now throughout the world, there is no certification for the specific
See which where it's come from.
which way
Yeah.
it comes. Generally, we call it South Sea because those pearls come from South Sea.
Right.
The pearls which come from Basra, they call as Basra.
Mm.
The pearls which come from Japan, these are
Yeah.
called Casey.
Yeah.
Not that other seas which have the natural pearls are not called natural. These
Got
are
it.
also natural.
Yeah.
But the major Basra from pearls which we got is from Basra.
Got it.
So those are all why they were called Basra.
Do you think we'll get more natural pearls in the future and the rate of Basra might go down at any point?
It might be very impossible because getting these oysters,
Mm.
growing these oysters,
Mm.
generally, naturally, if it happens, we get the Basra.
Mm.
Man is
It's-
so intelligent, now everything is able to do.
Yeah.
He's able to cultivate it,
Yeah.
everything they are doing.
Yeah.
But it can't be a natural one.
Got it.
So naturally, which is formed as natural.
Got it.
So due to this food pollution,
Mm.
these oysters nearly getting exhausted.
Mainly the oil extraction that they're
Oil
doing and they're
extraction.
destroying the ecosystem of the waters.
The
What they
world
say.
ecosystem it is getting destroyed.
Yeah.
So it's not. I'm not a god to tell it won't again.
Yeah.
But it is 99%. It's very tough to find again. these
Yeah.
pearls.
Got it. And another question, like a lot of our customers keep asking, is the gold rate going to go down? I got this question from like what you just said. I'm not God to tell what it is. So a lot of people will ask, what do you think about the gold rate trend? It will go up or go down. Like, how can we say, right? Like, the market is so volatile. Sometimes it could be the war. Sometimes it could be the dollar rate. Like, how do we even come to a point where we say, it's going down in the next few months, so it's going up. Like sometimes people believe the wedding season is there, Diwali it will increase. Like, but it's not dependent on the Indian market, right?
It's not dependent on Indian market, and according to my judgment or it's not nothing. But gold price will not come down drastically. It may vary 10% here and there. Because what I feel is no country is now willing to keep dollars with them. They want again going to old school, putting their money into their gold reserves. They want their currency to get solid. They don't want to keep the paper currencies. That is one reason. The other reason is in India, every people, it's a type of investment.
Right.
People do it here.
Yeah.
So whenever internationally, when the banks put the money for the lower interest, because they want business to go more. They want spending more.
Correct.
That's why what they do is they put the interest rate low.
Right.
Whenever they put the interest rate low, so what happens? Everybody start buying gold. When the interest rate goes up, people don't buy the gold. They put the money into the safer side.
Got it.
So these are all things generally keep on happening. And seeing the world now, now and then there won't be any completely peace in the world.
Correct. There'll be some of the other issues happening
issues
all the
will be
time.
always
Yeah.
there. Say it can be the share market, it can be the industry, it can be
Politics.
the wars, it can be the dollar valuations.
Yeah.
So people see India has so big reserves of dollars now. So slowly they are from last 2 years they are investing into the gold. RBI is putting money into the gold.
Right.
That itself is, even though the price is going up, the purchase of gold is going up. So there won't be much variation, I believe.
Yeah.
And one thing I want to suggest everyone is, people want to buy gold not for the
Investment.
The olden days it was an investment.
Correct.
Nowadays it's not an investment. It's an investment, absolutely.
Yeah.
At the same time, they are making into something fancy.
Jewelry.
They are wearing it.
Yeah.
So it won't matter.
Yeah, so that is again, it's taking me to my next question. Do you think gold is a better form of investment, or I know that as a family we don't invest in gold, we invest in gemstones. So how can we put it out to our people, like our viewers or like our customers, saying that it's always better to invest in gemstones, because it's not like a standard for gold, like you said, like from ages people are doing it and people have done it. How can we give that educational, what do you think, what do you think about this situation?
It's absolutely getting changed.
Yeah.
Previously, our say Nanama, your grandfather, tatas, what they do is they used to buy gold.
Correct.
They used to make plain chain, plain bangles.
Correct.
That is their way of
Yeah.
enjoying is they want to, whenever they need money, they want to sell it off and get the money back.
Correct.
That is how they used to.
Yeah.
Nowadays, that is not the people have started to enjoy it,
Mm.
using in different style, using in different gemstones. In India, it is the early stages. Maybe it has started from 10 years. When you see abroad,
Yeah.
nobody buys any gold, jewelry,
And not
gold
even
things.
diamonds, right?
Yeah, the diamonds also they buy, but diamonds are used to decorate the color stones,
Correct.
not as their main.
It is not the highlight of any
When you
necklace.
see any gemstone, when you see any catalog anywhere, what you see is the gemstone will be in the middle.
Correct.
Diamonds are all
Around it.
to decorate the gemstone.
Yeah.
Not the diamond is in the middle and remaining color stones are outside.
Yeah.
That is very
Yeah.
rare.
Yeah.
So this is how the people now in India started to invest into gemstone,
Got it.
but they are not so much
Aware.
open to their investment.
Would you say risk take? They're not risk taking.
Not risk taking. They are not so aware about the gemstones, which have expensive things, which are rare things, which they have to buy. Not that they are doing. Slowly it will also happen.
Do you think there could be a reason to it? A lot of times when customers come to us per se, they ask what is the resale value of some particular necklace, and we tell them you get this much gold value, you get this much diamond value, but I'm sorry, I can't give you a resale for gemstones. So is that the fear? And why are we not able to, offer them that resale on gemstones?
Generally, what in India, what gemstones, what you are able to sell, what you are selling, is all the minimal cost stones.
Which is not of the best of the best quality and the best
Expensive things.
Mm.
These are generally what happens. You get very good emerald, say 10 pieces. The next quality you get 1,000 pieces. The other thing you get 1 lakh pieces.
So what we are using in jewelry?
What we are using is 1 lakh pieces.
Yeah.
Which is easily available.
Got it.
When these 1 lakh pieces also get exhausted, then this price also will go up.
Got it.
So if you buy the upper quality, that will appreciate more than gold.
Got it.
When these things, what we are buying is nothing but we are spending only the labor charges of the stone.
Which is basically to make the stone.
Basically make the stone, cut the stone.
Yeah.
That is not you are spending anything, but at the same time it's a natural stone, original stone.
Yeah.
But at the same time, we can't expect more resale value. If you are into resale things, then you have to buy the best of best things. Then it will absolutely get appreciated more than the gold, more than the diamond. There is no other thing which has got appreciated. Even the lands get appreciated than these gemstones.
Yeah.
And even any shares.
What is that saying for the ruby? When you find like a 5 carat Burmese pigeon blood ruby, you get a what?
Yeah.
What is it? I forgot. 1 carat diamond.
There in the olden days, there is a saying: if you can source me a 5 carat pigeon blood ruby, flawless, I can give you in the brokerage a 5 carat D color BVS diamond to you.
Okay.
As a brokerage.
So that is the value of the gemstone because you can't find it.
There is no value.
Yeah.
It's impossible to find.
Yeah.
So that's why it is measured in the brokerage. They give a 5 carat D color, which is now if you say calculate, it's more than 2 crores. It is only a brokerage.
Yeah.
If we expect 10 carat also I can give you.
Yeah.
But we can't find.
Got it. So basically like if somebody, for us to let's just summarize whatever you said. So basically if you are buying the gemstone for investment purpose, you need to buy the best of the best quality. But when you are buying it in the jewelry that's already placed, at least in the Indian market.
No, you're starting. This is a starting stage.
Yeah.
The people are not able to understand. They want the resale.
Correct. The culture is not like that over here, right?
It is slowly getting turned.
Yeah.
Because we can't expect in the day times to everybody to understand.
In a day's time, obviously nothing is going to change.
Yeah, slowly it will happen.
Yeah.
But at the same time, all jewelers also have to get educate properly to the customers.
Yeah.
Not that saying that it has a resale value. Again,
when you come back, you can't give something.
They say it's not thing.
Yeah.
So at the same time, my personal suggestion is nothing wrong.
Yeah.
Let them buy. Don't expect any resale value.
At some point.
At point, if you start enjoying this stone, they will later invest into the good things also, where they definitely have appreciation.
Right. So it's like, first you'll have a gold set, then you'll invest in diamonds, then you're investing in gemstones, then you need something new. So you might invest in a better quality gemstone that will lead you to the resale that you're looking for, correct?
When you see international market, when you see big auction houses, when you see Christie's, Sotheby's auctions, where you just follow one thing. Say one ruby ring was sold for say 3 million, 4 million, 5 million. How it is? Those people have started to invest 200 years back, and our people have started to invest now.
Yeah.
So if they get the habit of getting the appreciation, then all gemstone will shoot up to 500 times.
Once people understand, the education is what is required. So like out of your entire collection, if you were to talk about like let's say one piece, like in investment sake, or like one gemstone, what would it be? Like what have you invested in and what is the value now? Or like do you even have such pieces in your personal collection?
Definitely we have some very good pearls with me. Some rubies.
So those are the ones that you were talking about, where you invest in.
Yeah. I'm into this business. Whenever I find good things,
Yeah.
I used to keep them.
Yeah.
The commercial things, we are into the trade.
Yeah.
That is how the business is going on.
Okay. I have two fun questions to end this with. One is, if you were to pass on like something, your wisdom or one thing that you've learned in this entire experience, like, how many ever years, Daddy, let's say 35, 40 years of experience, what would it be? What do you want to pass on to me in the same field, right? So,
Same field.
yeah. Or okay, let's just say business, like in business, what we did.
Definitely. Don't get discouraged. You always try to be what you are.
Huh.
So we are into gemstone business.
Mm.
So try to promote those things only.
Mm.
Generally, people, the gold business will be big or very big also. Don't worry about it. Not the question of going back of the money.
Yeah.
We have to enjoy with the passion.
True. I feel like I'm doing this out of passion. I'm not doing this for.
You have to do with the passion. Definitely, you will get your money.
Yeah.
Not that you should go around.
Go
back of
after
the
money. Yeah.
That is all.
Yeah. And the last question is, so you know how Tata is known to be the coral king, right? Like any dealer, whoever comes there, like, oh, he's the coral king. And now you're known as the pearl king.
Not king, just pearl dealer.
Okay, let's just say pearl dealer, but we know, like, people really look up to you for pearls and they send it for valuation and all. Okay, putting that aside, if you were to give me a name, what would it be? Like, what do you think I will be known for?
I think you have to, you are into the retail space.
Yeah.
You have to never stop to do all gemstones.
Yeah.
And even try all semi-precious, all natural stones.
Yeah.
It has different colors, big stones. If you start doing those promotion, or if you start designing in those design, you will definitely able, maybe not now, maybe 5-10 years across, you will be one of the
gemstone queen, can we say?
Gemstone, the color stone queen, I can say.
Yeah.
Because that is one thing people will like it.
Yeah, you think people are going, like, eventually that is where
definitely
people would lead to.
Because in my time, we never used any semi-precious into my jewelry. Say amethyst, say aquamarines, or say these sweet trends. They never use those things.
Yeah.
Those are all we meant for silver jewelry.
Yeah.
Now the Tiffany is doing, the Bulgari is doing, all these people are starting using these semi-precious stones also.
Yeah. So that's why tourmaline and tanzanite values are like sky high right now, right?
Because whichever the product get exhausted, the values goes up.
Yeah.
So whichever the demand goes up, because when the customer has the resale, you get one thing you have to tell. You promote the stone to the peak.
Your customer.
Then automatically your stone value also will go.
Yeah. Yeah.
That is how it has to be.
That's a good way to put it. So thank you so much everybody for tuning in. This is our first episode and we are very excited to bring to you a lot more episodes that are going to be a lot more knowledgeable, and we just like to pass on a bit of what we learn in our business to you. Thank you.